With a documentary, there's an agreement with the audience that you are referencing or giving an account of evidence-based reality, that you are actually saying, this is the way the world is as I see it. And that has very little to do with whether you use actors or recreations or anything, really, except that there's an agreement that this is an account of reality. People have a sense when that is violated. I just discovered that Werner Herzog, when he did Little Dieter Needs to Fly, he had this scene where Dieter comes home to his house in California and he opens and closes the door several times. Because he was a prisoner in Laos, he can't feel shut in. So he opens and closes the door quickly to make sure it's unlocked. And it's a very powerful moment, and I always remember it in the film. Total bullshit. Herzog made that up and made him do it. And it is a wonderful dramatization of the guy's theme, but I think that's a lie.
Look at Michael Moore. He makes pamphlets, basically. He makes polemical films where he carefully constructs a reality to serve his needs. And he's blatant about it, and he's careful in checking his facts. But when you see his film, which are hugely popular and have done a great deal for us documentarians, but he commits, some people would say, crimes towards the art form of documentary.
It is all manipulation. I mean, let's not be too sort of saintly about this. I think filmmaking and documentary making is a very subjective process. And anybody who tries to present themselves as telling the truth in some way is perpetrating a fraud, because it's just impossible.
This idea that there is no such thing as absolute truth, that truth is subjective, there's truth for you, there's truth for me, everybody has their own truth. For me, that's nonsense talk. There's a real world. We inhabit that real world. Things happen. Someone sits in the driver's seat of that car and pulls the trigger. That's not up for grabs. There's not this guy's truth and that guy's truth. There's the truth of what actually happened that night.
When you see a film and you have good reason to think that it's the truth, then your knowledge of the real world has been increased. And it's so important for us to really know what's going on.
You do have to be respectful of the facts. Yeah, you should let the facts get in the way of a good story. You absolutely should. And out of that will emerge a true story.
I tell the story in a way where I'm searching for, not for just the facts, I'm into something which gives you deeper insight, into an essence, into a concentration of something that is way beyond facts, and that is truth, as an ecstasy of truth, as I sometimes call it. Otherwise, facts are not that interesting. If you want to have facts, go and buy yourself the phone directory of Manhattan. You've got 8 million entries, and they're all correct, they're all facts, but they do not constitute anything.
All of it is artificial. They're all different shades of the same colour. What I'm trying to do in my films is equally dishonest, if you like. I'm trying to say, this really is real. This is me, hand-holding, they're talking to me, there are no other gizmos, this is life as it happens. But obviously, that's also rubbish, because I've chosen that person. The person's changing their behaviour because I'm there. In the edit, they'll be put in a context that makes them slightly different.